about Whose Line, how it came to be, if you want to hear about it.
Absolutely, let's hear it.
So I did the Drew Carey show with Ryan Stiles, who's one of the best improvers in the whole wide world. And he would do local shows, and like Dietrich Bader and Kathy Kinney, they would all go, oh yeah, the rest of the cast, they go, oh, what did you do last night? Well, we saw Ryan out in Santa Monica or wherever doing improv. It was so funny, he had to come sometime. And I would work like a lot. I would work like during rehearsals, I would work the Drew Carey show, then I would go to the writer's room at night to work with the writers, and then I would work on the days off, I would go to the writer's room. So I was like kind of burned out all the time. I was working like 60 hours a week, the minimum, you know, gusts up to 80, depending on how bad things were going or how busy we were. So I was working a lot, and I just didn't feel like going out all that much. But then I knew Ryan did improv, and he was really good at it, and people did with it. And all the other people on the Drew Carey show had some kind of improv background. Like Ian Gomez used to teach improv, had done improv. Kathy Kinney used to do improv. You know, Dietrich Bader had done a little bit of it. Krista Miller, not so much, but she was game. And I had this idea. I didn't think the Drew Carey show got any respect when I was on the air, to tell you the truth. Like nobody ever thought. We got okay reviews, but not great reviews. It wasn't like a must-see TV show, and critics liked it, but they didn't love it. And the rating, we won our time slot, we got good ratings, but it wasn't like a #1 show ever. So we were good. We held our own. I'm proud of it. But I was thinking, it always like bugged me. So I thought, oh, I want to do something cool that nobody else could do. So I was still doing stand-up a little bit, but I got tired of my act, and I didn't have time to write any new jokes. So all my writing went to the show. So I went to the Improv on Melrose, and I said to them, would you mind if I brought the Drew Carey show cast here on Thursdays to do improv? Like would be an imposition. And they said no, bring them down. So I went to the cast. I said, hey, you guys want to do improv at the Improv on Thursday nights? Wednesday was our cable reading, and Thursday was a good night for us to go down there. It was like a really easy day for us. And they said yes. So we started going there just as and that was my FU to all the other shows that were on TV at the time. Because I just wanted to be able to do something like, hey, our cast is funny, we don't need writers. We're just going to show up on our own and be funny, and that's how funny our cast is. I bet the cast of your show can't do that without your writers to back you up. And that was like me having this stupid chip on my shoulder. It was when we started doing improv there. And I was talking to Ryan, then I was reading an article about how bad summertime was for networks. And I thought, oh, we should do a summertime version of Whose Line Is It Anyway? That'll give that'll be something fun to do, and it'll give the networks to have something. So I brought it up to Ryan. I said, would you want to do a Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like as a summertime replacement show on ABC? He said, yeah, that'd be fun. Dan Patterson is in town trying to sell it. Dan Patterson originally created Whose Line Is It Anyway for BBC Radio in England, and then he was the producer for the BBC version of Whose Line, and then he's the one that produced it when we brought it to America. And he was trying to sell it, and nobody was buying it. They didn't want to use Ryan or Colin because they thought Ryan was too goofy looking and Colin was too old. Like the two funniest guys on the show. They were like, well, we'd love to do the show, but not those guys. And they wanted to have he was having a really hard time selling it as the original concept because they wanted to screw with it and mess it up. So we got Dan Patterson to come see us do improv on Thursday night at the Improv, and he liked it, and we talked to him at the bar, and he said, oh, you could do a thing with the guys after the show and do like a special host thing where you could come down. I went, well, that's a good idea. And then right there at the bar at the Improv, we decided to do it together.
Wow.
And then we had to get the ABC execs to come down and see us do improv. So like a few weeks later, they came down and they watched us do improv, and we handed them DVDs, the original Whose Line show, and I think a month later they bought the show, and that was it.